So I'm going to show you what I did. Finished coiling this, twirling it with the round nose pliers. Came out quite nice. And you can move it up or down if you need to. And back here I made sure that you could see all three wires. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little secret, right, between me and you. One of the things I've done to make sure these stay in place is use what I call triple thick. Okay, now triple thick you can get at any craft store. It's kind of gooey, kind of pasty, but I find, because I used a little bit, I don't know if you can see that in here, it dries clear, you can't see it, and it's really stiff. So that's kind of what I would like to have happen here. It's kind of stiffen this a little bit. It's hard, but not hard enough. So what I'm going to do, I forgot to grab a brush. Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming back. Voila! And I'm back. Okay, so I usually have a fan blowing and I up the windows, because when you're using E6000, you know, any kind of glue, this kind of stuff, I do a lot with paints and nail polish. You want the room well ventilated, okay? I had my dad who died of lung cancer. He was also an artist who worked with different kind of paints and crafts and stuff like that, and smoking didn't help. But I don't think he always kept the room well ventilated, and I think it really did a number on his lungs as he gotten older. So I took a lesson from that. You know, even though this is odorless, a lot of them will say they are, it doesn't mean they're not harmful to inhale. So you want to make sure it's very, very thin coated. And I'm going to put this here so you can see. And I'm just going to lightly paint. I'm going to even paint the coil area. Paint on the inside. See that? And it dries really, really great, clear, and quickly. So if it looks a little white after you apply it, it's okay. It's not going to show. It shouldn't show. And I think I did 2 coats. So what we're going to do is put that in front of the fan and let it dry. My trusty fan. I got the windows up even though it's hot outside today. I just want to be careful. And you know, the triple thick, one of the things I will say about it, I actually had made glass beads and used it. Let me see this one in here. No, with great success. It's a great product. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. So I really, 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 really like it. I wouldn't advise leave it open to air for long periods of time, because you know, air tends to harden the product. Okay, so as you can see, as it's drying in, you really can't see it. It's turning clear, and that's what you want. Okay, so while that's doing that, how about us move on to something else? So the other thing we have here, I should got a glass of water, but that's okay. The other thing we have to do is the bead part, right? So I have this bead kind of just hanging, which is kind of cool. And then the others, just different types of beads that will bring out the color, the bronze, the copper. So I have here all kinds of color beads. Oops, fun stuff. These are like glass beads that I got from Michael's. I also have leftover from another project, some other type of beads. I don't know if you can see these. These are like stones. And I actually have some that I had beaded for another project that I might even use. Okay, so these are kind of combination thereof. And you just want fun. You want to bring in a variety of colors. There's a little thing there. Oops, the fan is blowing it away. So that's what I'm going to do. And I am actually making this necklace for a really, really great friend of mine who loved mine and said, I wouldn't mind that for my birthday. You see how people drop hints and then you're left to figure out, okay, how to appease them without getting an attitude, you see? So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so some of these are already done, and I don't know if you can see, but I just did simple wire, round nose pliers on the end, and when this dries, what we're going to do is doesn't work on that. We're going to put one on one down here, and then one on the other, and then we're going to okay. So there's no right way or wrong way to do this, from what I recall, because I've done this bracelet months ago. So I'm going to be remembering as I go along if there's a specific way we should do this. But I think for right now we can attach it. So I'm using 2 different color wire, and see how this is doing. Doing great. So I'm going to add my second coat to this and remove it from the air. Shake this up a little bit. Oops, making a mess. I can even use what's in here. Just a very, very thin coat, because you don't want it to look cakey or anything like that. So if you can see, I'm just going to apply it in here. My videographer is doing so well. I'm so pleased. She's like doing close-ups for you. She's just phenomenal. It's my daughter. She's just really super uber talented. And you'll probably hear more about her as we go along here. But okay, so now we're gonna let that dry. Just make sure there's no clumps anywhere. Oops, sorry. Alright, so we're gonna let that dry. Sorry, videographer. So definitely get yourself triple back. Really, really good product. So we're gonna move that out the way along with the brush. And put that in water, and it comes off really good off your hands and things of that nature. So now what I'm going to do is open this up, because I had made this for another project, but never, I guess I didn't complete it. So, and the beads could be fun. I mean, I have like different types, but right now I'm just kind of being plain Jane. I do have, let's see, I'm going to add another bead in here. Because you want it to be fun, you want it to be different, excuse me, and you want it to pop. Whatever you do, you just want it to have a nice pop to it. So I'm just going to put some really pretty colors in here. Okay. Right. There's another one I want to use, but I don't see it here, so I'll get it in a little while. I just want to give you the basic idea, and then I'm going to pause this, and then you could see the end product, I think. So I'm going to open up one side, and then I'm going to add it to, because what's going to happen is you're going to coil, turn all these down, and turn this up on the ends. And so what happens is you're going to add the beads in between here, okay? So you have to make sure that you made the this part big enough, which is not, so I'm going to have to try another piece. For the fatter pieces, you have to make sure you coiled enough to get it around the bigger pieces where you can close it easily. And over the years, I just learned to kind of save work that I started and didn't finish. So I'm going to the back part as opposed to the tip of the round nose. I'm going to the back part because it makes a fatter loop. Okay, see that? So now I'm going to put that, and you can, personal preference, you can put it wherever you want. I'm just going to put this one on here, see if I made it fat enough. I think I did. And then just a little fatter, because these are big wires. So loop. Get it around the, Alright, so, and you want to come down as far as you can to the tip so that when it comes time to twirling, you'll have more than enough room to do that. So now you see how big that is, how it came all the way around. That worked really well. See that loop there? So now that's going to be easier to close. See? Whoop. Except it's fighting me right now. Hold on a minute. So whenever we cut the wires, which I will do one for scratch, so you see what I mean? You have to allow for the, okay, let's slide it down, for the tips to wrap around the fat wires, as otherwise it won't stay. Now this one, baby, it's fighting me right now as I close it on. So the good news is that, you know, you mess up, you try again, it's no biggie. If you don't first succeed, try again. So I'm actually going to put this on this one because the other side doesn't have as much wire. So, and I don't want these pieces to go to waste. So I'm going to bring that down here. I hope you can see this. I'm sorry if you can't. So now, and I have another product that I discovered since I've made the first one that will ensure that these stay in place. But the construction of the bracelet helps it to stay in place as well because of the design of itself should keep it in place. This is doing in here. Oh, I see what we did. All right, never mind. Okay, so let's just make a piece. How's that? Instead of trying to force that to work, we're gonna make a piece because I think I made these to dangle, and so on the end of them is glue. I just realized, so that's not gonna help me at all. So let's just take this funky little piece here with this. This piece here, these are like fun little, I forget what you call these. They're like, there's a word for them. Kind of like these beads are uneven. Really a lot of fun. I like them. Okay, so now we can make this as big and as long, as fat as we want to. So we're going to make it pretty fat so it can fit over the fat beads. How's that? Okay. So actually, you could theoretically, you could just slide it on here. Look at that. And now you can make it tight. See? Perfect. So then you bring this up. Why didn't you stay on? Let's see what you're doing. So I'm going to do this. Is it here? And then slide you back on here. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, actually I'm going to bring it the other way. I'm going to bring it this way. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to close that a little better. Use my bigger pliers. There you go. Okay. So now you're going to bring this here and we're going to attach it to to the skinny one. So the skinny one obviously doesn't need a, a huge loop like the other one. So like I said, don't worry about the tightness of it right away, because we're gonna fix that as we go. What's the cut up here? Okay, so you want to cut this big enough to come around that. And now this is a smaller one, so you could just make the loop a little smaller. And that's what I'm going to do. Make it smaller and then actually make it double around. Okay, so now you get the idea of how it's supposed to look. Okay, so that's the one piece, all right? So we're going to do the other pieces in here as well, and we're going to pause, and then I'll be right back. Well, hello. So what I did was I added the beads like I showed you previously. You can see here, it's just the wire. Right after I hardened it with my microfiber, and then I added different kind of beads that you may see here, and just to give it a variety of color, which is really pretty, which is what I did with this one. Okay, so now I'm starting to twirl the ends. Okay, just as the same as you saw me do here. So you want to twirl it up to the area where the beads are. And now I'm doing the middle one, and I find sometimes now what I do is I started with this, and you can certainly keep twirling with this if you want. You see how I'm twirling it? I like doing it with my hands after a while because I feel like I can control it better. So I don't know if you can see me twirling. This is the middle one, the thin one. So the top one I twirled up, this one I'm twirling down. And I twirled up to where the first selection is. And to give it a little pizzazz, I curve it up. See that? So it kind of gives it a little more pizzazz. Okay? So then this one, I'm going to curve down. So you take this, you go to the tip, and you just roll it down. Yes, and you see I got my glasses on. I realized, why does everything seem so far away? And I realized I can't have my glasses on. I just feel more confident with my glasses. Another pair of eyes. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm just taking it and twirling it around, making it a neat twirl. So just keep. And then the rest I do with my hands because it's, like I said, I control it better. Comes out a little neater. And I'll tell you another little secret. What I'm going to do is on the back of this, and you'll see what I mean in a minute, I may add one coat on triple thick because I just want it to not, actually I'm going to curl this up. I don't want it to lose its shape over time. And so you're going to kind of do this in like a tier. You see how it's like, like that? And then that way you can curl this how you want. So now you begin to see the bracelet starting to take shape. Okay, this is the bottom piece, and then we're going to do the top. Okay? So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come back and show you the finished product. Stand by. Well, hello. I finished. This is the finished product. I added a little bead on top of this little piece here because when I realized when I was coiling it, it peeled the paint a little. But other than that, I'm very pleased with how it came out. And like I said, I think her wrist is bigger than mine, so it's going to fit more triple thick on the pieces here, just to give it a little bit more of a toughness like mine. And yeah, so I thought about her personality and her colors, and those are the beads that I add. Very easy to make, takes about 20 minutes and a lot of fun. So thanks for joining me, and I would love any of your comments or ideas that you may have, as well as please visit my website, AnnaCamilleEnterprises.com. Actually, yes, AnnaCamilleEnterprises.com, and you'll see some more of my original pieces. All right, until next time, God bless.